everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Tour Talk. Our guest today is starting his senior year at Drury University, where he competes on the Panthers' 7th ranked bass fishing team. The Panthers compete in the Bass Pro Shops Collegiate Series, and that puts them on bodies of water all around the country. The squad is recognized as one of the top programs nationally. JT, welcome to Tour Talk. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. It's truly an honor.
I should probably give him his full name is JT Long. He said he anchors that team. I don't know. Is it fair to say that you anchor that team?
I think all of us on the team we have our own roles, and we all do a piece to contribute to the to how good we are and how good we perform at events. I don't think anyone deserves the crown. I think we all deserve it.
That's an excellent answer, by the way. You responded to that. I know you were surprised by that question. Well, but let me talk a little bit about the inside of what a college team fishes like. Do you guys fish as team as team events, right?
Yeah. So like on our jury team, I think right now we have 12 or 13 guys. We it's 2 people per boat. You have a teammate, so we're taking usually 6 boats, 7 boats to a tourney.
So do you fish with the same team partner all the time? Do you feel like, is it because you guys gel well together, or do you guys mix it up?
I fished with a couple different guys, but I've fished a lot with Riley Fletcher. He's been one of my best friends since I was a freshman at Drury, and I consider him one of my best friends. We have a lot of good chemistry together. We catch a lot of good fish together. But yeah, I've had a couple different partners over the years.
Okay, so when you guys weigh in, I'm assuming you weigh. Is it a best 5 format? And
unless we're fishing like a big bass bash or something like that.
Okay, I mean, so there are not marshals in the boat with you?
No, no, it's just me, you, and your partner.
Okay, and then so it's the boat's weight, and then you combine it with the other members of your team that are in the event. Is that how it works?
No, we each weigh in. Each team weighs in individually, and there's no you don't combine the whole team's weight together.
Okay, so when we get a national ranking, now I read on the school website that you guys are currently ranked number 7 in the country.
Yeah.
What determines that?
That's actually through the ACA. So what they do is they take your points from the 3 different series that we fish, and each team, not you and your partner, but your school's team, they take points from each tournament from the 3 different series that we fish, and the team with the most points at the end of the season, or the end of the year, will be ranked the number 1 bass team in the nation.
Okay, so when we get down to it, you really are trying to represent your school, and you want your school to receive the top award then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. That makes it more fun. I recall years ago, we used to in a bass club I belonged to, we used to do our own thing during the year, and then we would compete as a bass club, and we wanted the club to do well. So it sounds like a similar format.
Yeah.
We're talking to JT Long. He is a member of the Drury University Panthers bass fishing team. You grew up in Old Town, Idaho. How in the world did you end up at Drury University in Springfield, Missouri?
Yeah, so I get that question a lot, because honestly, most people don't even know where Idaho is, or that it even exists. I grew up in the Panhandle, about 50 miles from Canada, give or take, and I just grew up fishing for big old smallmouth on Lake Pend Oreille and Lake Coeur d'Alene. It's everyone knows, that's where Brandon Polnick came from. One of the top bass fishermen, in the world. I just started fishing high school events. I started doing really well, got second at state, and got a lot of top 10s at state. And I, just started gaining my own personal sponsors, and started formatting I guess you could call it a bass fishing resume. And I found out that there was a possibility that as a high school angler you can move up to the college level. So I started looking at schools and seeing if they offered bass fishing scholarships and stuff like that. And I emailed a couple schools, and Drury was one of them. And I flew all the way down to Springfield, Missouri, and met my coach at Bass Pro Shops, the number one, the first ever Bass Pro in the nation, and ate dinner with him at Hemingway's, and signed my name on the dotted line. And I guess you could say the rest is history.
Now, you mentioned bass fishing scholarship. There are bass fishing scholarships.
Yeah, there are. Most schools, if they have a well-established bass fishing team, they'll offer guys to they'll offer scholarships for guys to come out of state. We actually have a kid on the team that's he's from Montana, so he doesn't live too far where I live from in Idaho. So yeah, we're starting to get guys from all around the country.
We did have KJ Queen on the show recently, and he came from a similar background, and he talked about bass fishing scholarships. I think that's phenomenal that's available out there. Collegiate bass fishing has really grown rapidly in recent years. I'm wondering, I mean, is this what your plan is to pursue, to become a bass pro, quote unquote? Is your major tied to being successful in that fishing industry? Is that what the plan is?
Yeah, so I'm majoring in business administration, or business management with a minor in communications. And my plan is to after I get done at Drury, and after all my scholarships are over, I'm gonna head back up north and go to University of Montana and get an MBA. And then hopefully after that, my plan is to work my way up to hopefully start my own fishing company, and in the meantime work for a big outdoor fishing brand. And then while I'm doing that, try to work my way up the ranks, fish the Toyota MLF series, and even the Bassmaster Opens, and maybe even the Wild West Bass Trail. Just try to work my way up the rankings, and then hopefully that that lifelong dream that I've had since a little kid could possibly come true.
Oh, it sounds like a plan, and I see more and more every day. Guys are transitioning from the college experience into the professional world of fishing, and it may be tournaments, but as you say, it's a multi-billion-dollar business, and
Yeah, for sure.
there's lots of things you can do. You could do stupid podcasts for, well, hopefully not stupid podcasts, but I mean, there's just so many things that are tied into all this. Now, Rick Emmett is the team's coach. What role does a college bass fishing coach play?
Yeah, so he plays a huge role in our success. He he's in charge of getting new kids on the team, recruiting kids from all around the nation, getting us sponsors, organizes everything when it comes to traveling across the country, hotels, this, that. He plays a huge role in our success as a college bass fishing team.
Well, what kind of sponsors does Drury University have? I mean,
Yeah.
are they
So
providing line and rods and reels and things like that, or what kind of
yeah,
sponsors does the team
we're
have?
sponsored by Lose, Chompers, um, trying to think what else. Mercury, GoPro. Uh, I'm trying to think what else. We're sponsored by a bunch. Costa. I think we're sponsored. Yeah, Strike King. Just kind of the stuff that I guess you could say the essentials. We have all those sponsors. Jackal. We're sponsored by those guys, and they kind of give us all the essentials we need to compete on the tour.
That's very cool. That's very cool. When we talked yesterday, you were driving home from an event. Where were you guys fishing? What was the event, and how'd you do?
Yeah, so we were coming back from Lake Cumberland in Kentucky, and it was a Bassmaster Carhartt Bassmaster Collegiate Series tournament. It's technically the second one of the year, because we were supposed to fish at Smith, but we couldn't due to COVID regulations. So they had to. I'm not sure if they canceled that tournament or if they had to move it later on. But yeah, we only had 1 day of pre-practice because I mean, you got to remember that your education comes first, and we were able to we had 1 day of practice, and we found fish, but we couldn't find anything really substantial. I mean, we caught probably 20 to 25 fish on Thursday during pre-practice, largemouth and smallmouth, and I think a couple Kentuckies. But day one of the tournament, we only caught one keeper the entire day, and we caught some other fish, but they just couldn't measure. And yeah, it was. And then day two of the tournament, a lot of people in the entire field in the whole tournament blanked on the second day. It was really rough. It was just one of those tournaments where you just got to grind it out and try to keep your head up. And everyone within that fishers tournaments knows that that's probably the hardest part of bass fishing.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, how did you guys get involved with Koppel Outfitters? Koppel is a friend of this show's, and I saw a post on their Instagram, and that's what drew me to reach out to you. How did you get involved with those guys?
Yeah, so I was just on Instagram one day, and because being a tournament bass fisherman, you try to look for your own personal sponsors. I've gained some over the years. I'm sponsored by Yum and Head and Booyah and some companies like that, and War Eagle. And I've been looking to try to find like an apparel sponsor, and they came up as a sponsored ad on my Instagram, and I was like, man, they got some really awesome stuff, And so I just sent a DM, and he replied and was totally was like, yeah, man, like I'll help you out. I'll sponsor you and everything. So yeah, that's how I got hooked up with those guys.
Okay, well, like you said, that's a great deal. They do make really good stuff. They've got a windbreaker rain jacket that I find very important to have many parts of the year, even this time of the year when it's cloudy and overcast in the morning. It's important to have those kind of things. Well, that's good. How about you? What is your favorite Koppel attire?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a huge fan of their t-shirts. They got some really cool designs and stuff like that. And I mean, probably a close tie would be their sun shirts with the hoodies. Yeah. I really like those because being out on the water all day long during the summertime, it's kind of a hassle putting sunscreen on all the time. So it's nice to have a buff and something you can put over your head. So yeah, it's probably my favorite things.
Absolutely. What is next for Drury University? What is next for JT Long?
Yeah, so usually I during the summertime I head back up north, and I fish. I fish a lot of club tournaments up there during the summertime, and I fish some opens that we have and stuff like that. And then down here in I don't really fish a lot of tournaments down in Missouri because I just don't know the water as good as I do back up north. But yeah, so that's pretty much. If I'm not doing tournaments, if I'm not fishing, then I'm working. I'm trying to make money. I work at Bass Pro Shops here in Springfield.
Oh, okay. Good place to work.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a corporate structure that you could certainly crack with an MBA and a college degree. That would be something. So we're getting close to the end of the school year. Are there any more college events before the end of the school year?
Yeah, we actually have a tournament this upcoming Saturday. It's just a qualifier on Table Rock. It's kind of the last chance, one of the last chances to be able to qualify for the Carhartt Bassmaster National Championship. I was lucky enough last semester to qualify for the 2021 Carhartt Bassmaster National Championship in the Chain Lakes over there in Florida. So hopefully, supposedly, they're spawning out on Table Rock right now. So I'm gonna try to go pre-fish on Friday after I get out of classes, and hopefully try to figure them out. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you do a lot of social media stuff? I mean, I mean, maybe a college guy doesn't have the time to do that kind of stuff, but is there much of that going on?
Yeah, I mean, I try my best, like mainly on just like Instagram. I try to kind of promote myself and promote my sponsors. You know, update how I'm doing in tournaments, where I was at, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm trying to have a good social media influence.
Well, absolutely. I appreciate you being with us tonight. Best of luck to you. We'll keep an eye on your progress, and we'll stay in touch. All right.
All right, perfect. Thank you, sir. You have a
All
good
right,
night.
everybody. JT Long, he's with the Drury University Panthers, 7th ranked national bass fishing team, and he going to be someone to keep a close eye on in the future. All right, everybody. Thanks for being with us in this special edition of Tour Talk. Until next time, keep those life vests zipped and clipped, and we will talk to you again soon.